Hi, welcome to Healthy Living. I'm your host, Amy Bouton, and we have a great show for you today. August is National Breastfeeding Month, and we're going to highlight some aspects of what our new Family Center offers for breastfeeding moms, but really for all moms and all new families. So I have some wonderful guests here today from the new Family Center. First, we're going to start with Emily Price.
Hello.
Emily, thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Emily is our Women and Child Services RN supervisor. So I mentioned just now that, August is National Breastfeeding Month. But before we talk about all the things your team does to help new mothers learn to breastfeed if they like to, and also conversely help new mothers who don't want to breastfeed learn how to do that transition, let's just talk about you first. What do you do? Tell people a little bit about yourself.
I am one of the women and children supervisors on labor and delivery. My focus is labor and delivery. I am by trade a labor nurse for the last 19 years, all at St. Tammany on New Family Center, so I grew up there.
Wonderful.
And we provide, care for new moms. I oversee our labor and delivery and mother baby, as well as our children's services.
Okay, so we said the new Family Center a couple of times. Some people might know it in the old-fashioned terms as maternity ward. Where is the nursery? Things like that. Tell us what exactly is the new Family Center.
So the new Family Center, we are the premier birthing center of the North Shore. It does consist of several different units, like you said, the maternity ward. So we are labor and delivery.
Right.
We provide private birthing suites for our new moms. We even have a labor tub if they choose to use that. We have our new obstetrical emergency department on New Family Center, and we also have our mother baby unit. So after delivery, postpartum moms and the newborns will transfer to private mother baby suites where they will receive couplet care on that unit.
Oh, that's nice. So we mentioned the obstetrics ED, and so that is something that is only offered at St. Tammany
Correct.
Health System. It's
Yes.
the only obstetrics emergency department on the North Shore. So what makes that special and unique, and why is it important, for new moms?
Well, it's important because our niche is pregnant women. Right. So sometimes the main emergency department, they don't provide that care. So our obstetric emergency department, like you said, we're the only one on the North Shore that offers that. It is staffed 24/7 by board certified obstetricians as well as experienced labor nurses. So we can provide that emergency care for any pregnant woman 20 weeks or beyond if they're having any concerns about their pregnancy. So they would come to us if they're having any pregnancy emergency, if they're having high blood pressure, or if they think they're in labor, if they think their water broke, they would come to our emergency department to be seen. And then if it's determined that they need to be, watched or observed, or if they're admitted for labor, that's when their personal obstetrician would take over their care at that point.
Gotcha.
But they're seen by a hospitalist, an OB hospitalist in our obstetric emergency department.
That's amazing, and that is a good peace of mind for expectant moms out there. And when you do come to the hospital, if you go to the emergency department, the main emergency department, they'll send you up to the new Family Center. But if you know about the obstetrics emergency department and you do have a concern, just go straight up to the third floor to the new Family Center, right?
Just go straight to the third floor of St. Tammany Hospital, New Family Center. You come to our front desk, we check you in right there and get you back as quickly as possible.
Yeah, so that's a wonderful feature. It's a nice service that's offered to our families here. And like you said, the OB hospitalists are on duty 24/7.
Yes.
So you're cared for with premium care.
Yes, you are always seen by a physician and not just a physician and obstetrician.
Yeah, that's good for new moms. So when a new mom comes in, I would imagine there's a lot of dialogue that happens about what they want, how they want the birthing plan to go, and also once the baby's born, what's the next step. So let's kind of hone in on the National Breastfeeding Month and just sort of the aspect of nutrition for your baby. So when a new mother comes in and they're like, okay, I want to breastfeed, I'm going to make this work. I'm a first-time mom. Even if you're not a first-time mom, every baby's different. I know, I have 4 children, nursed them all, they were all different.
Very much so.
So, it's important for moms to feel comfortable with that aspect of childbirth and newborn care. So what is it that your team does to help a new mom transition successfully as possible to nursing their newborn baby?
Well, breastfeeding education starts before you deliver, but when you come to the hospital and are admitted, we will provide that education about what their choices are from the very beginning. So, and that's going to continue through their whole journey while they're in the hospital as well as after they deliver. So they will get education from and support from our labor nurses, our transition nurses who care for the baby immediately after delivery, our mother-baby nurses who care for mom and baby after delivery during the postpartum period, and our wonderful lactation consultants. We have several amazing lactation consultants that know everything about breastfeeding. Little things that we do that I don't think people know really assist with breastfeeding is we do immediate skin to skin. So that's when baby goes immediately to mom's skin after delivery, and that's for all deliveries, including C-sections.
Okay.
And I know that's a concern for some people, but we do initiate skin to skin immediately after C-sections. We do that. We want to encourage skin to skin to continue for that first hour after delivery, which is the magic hour. So that's when mom and baby both stabilize, that initial bonding occurs, and sometimes babies will even initiate rooting and breastfeeding on their own.
Okay.
So we support that and we encourage that. We do 24-hour rooming in, which is when baby stays in the room with mom and family through the entire stay. So we no longer take your baby from you. So we want that baby to stay in the room with you. This allows you to get to know baby and baby to get to know mom, you know, before they go home. They can see what their feeding cues are. They can feed on demand. There's no rigid schedule like there used to be with breastfeeding. So it's really more of a relaxed environment and allows you to get to know your baby. Like I said, our lactation consultants, they're there 7 days a week. They round on every new mom. They provide amazing hands-on assistance and education. They answer every question that you could have. They really want everyone to feel comfortable before they go home. In addition to the lactation consultants, all of our nurses, like I said before, we are very experienced, we are very knowledgeable. We can assist with breastfeeding, pumping, and anything that, you know, if we need to fill in the gaps for our lactation consultants, we can all do that as well.
That is good.
Yeah,
Very
and then it'll
comprehensive.
continue through the discharge because we have outpatient services as well.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yes.
So once your baby's born, you're home, you need a little help, pick up the phone.
Yes, pick up the phone. So like I said, we do all the inpatient things, but outpatient, we have lactation consultants that provide private lactation consultations, and that's by appointment. So you do have to call and schedule an appointment. You call the unit, you will speak to a lactation consultant.
Okay.
That phone number, you want that is
give the phone number.
985-898-4446.
Okay.
If you call labor and delivery or just the hospital, they can direct you to them. They schedule the appointments and they're held at the outpatient pavilion.
So let's talk a little bit about that outpatient service, because we have talked about that before on this show, and we want people to know that it's not just for mothers who have given birth at St. Tammany. Is that correct?
That is absolutely correct.
Any nursing mom.
Anyone in the area that would like to use our services can call and schedule an appointment.
Yes. Okay. But do make sure that, you know, it's covered by your insurance. That's something that every patient should check into before they schedule the service, but we do offer that to any new mom who is having issues with lactation or wants to learn more about lactation education.
Yes, definitely.
So that's all of that is a wonderful comprehensive suite of care for all moms and helping the nursing moms. Now there are moms who will go in and say, I don't want to breastfeed.
Yes.
I don't want to do it. So what is the transition for them? Because that's also a transition.
Absolutely.
That's a learning curve too.
Definitely. We provide the same care and support for whatever feeding choice mom decides is best for them and their baby.
Right.
So, you know, we provide them with any education that they need. We help them know how to prepare formula safely and properly and how to feed their baby. So yes, we provide that same care and education for formula feeding moms as well.
Okay. So talking about all of those comprehensive care, we talked about all of the outpatient services, the inpatient services, the by appointments, and we talked about the OB of the obstetrics emergency department. 20 weeks and up is who that population serves, or what that population is served. So tell moms that are listening, what's the first thing you do if you suspect something might not be right with your pregnancy. What's the first thing you would recommend that they do?
Depending on what their concern is, they can always call their physician. You know, if it's during normal business hours, sometimes calling your physician and having an appointment with them in their office is appropriate.
Right.
If it is a concern that they feel they need to be seen immediately, they just come to us. They come to the New Family Center, and we check them in for any issue that they would be having that's pregnancy related.
Okay, good.
If you're in a car accident or, you know, anything, please go see the main ED. But anything obstetric, we absolutely are happy to see you and care for you there.
Okay, good. So let's talk about your amazing team, because I hear things all the time in my role about your team. We get a lot of messages about your team. Tell people who they are, kind of what is their care philosophy, your team?
Our care philosophy is new moms and new babies. I mean, it's a holistic. We want everyone to get what they want out of their delivery and their experience. You know, everyone has different wishes. Everyone expects different things from their delivery, and we are there to talk to them and, you know, see what they, not only mom, but also, you know, dad and family and siblings. So, you know, we want them to have the best experience.
Yeah, sometimes I walk up and I see the New Family Center and it's just packed, and it's, you know, it's grandparents and aunts and uncles and sisters and brothers. It's a lovely space for anyone to wait, and it's very welcoming there. It's a welcoming environment there. So is there anything else you want to add before we wrap up?
We talked about National Breastfeeding Awareness Month, which is in August. So August 1st to 7th is whenever we should be putting out some social media posts that will talk about all of our lactation services. You know, we talked about the outpatient things, but we do have a couple of classes that are offered for new moms, prenatal classes that are taught by our lactation consultants. Those are held at the hospital. They can go online at stph.org and register for the classes there. Those are free, and like I said, you do have to register. And then the Parenting Center also, they have breastfeeding support groups that are led by lactation consultants. Those are walk-in, no registration, they're all free. They're at the Parenting Center. You can go online and see the schedule of classes.
Okay, so we got you. We got you, new moms.
We do.
That is a great message. So thank you so much for being here, Emily. I appreciate you coming in and sharing with us. So we're coming right back, so stay tuned.
For the little bumps and the many joys along the way, there's St. Tammany Health System. We're home to the North Shore's only obstetric emergency department. And with our community partners, we provide comprehensive and specialty care for go moms of all ages. Beautiful, huh?
We are back, and we're talking all things mother-baby today. So right now I'm going to welcome Christy Lamarck. Christy is an RN with our Women's and Children's Services on our New Family Center. Welcome, Christy.
Hi, thank you.
You're welcome. I'm glad you're here. We just had a fantastic conversation with Emily. We focused a lot on breastfeeding, you know, breastfeeding mothers, or just really feeding your baby in general, and what we do to support that and support the new family. So, and we talked about all things new family, and we're going to continue to talk about that. But tell our viewers something about yourself. What do we need to know about Christy?
So, like you introduced me, I'm Christy Lamarck. I've worked at St. Tammany Health Systems for 9 years now. I have a master's degree in nursing, and I'm also over perinatal bereavement. So I'm the coordinator for that also.
Okay, all right. That is an important part of your job.
It is.
And it's very special. I have we've experienced some things with that department, and you're very good at that. And people need that. So
absolutely.
So expectant mothers, they come to the New Family Center, and we want to encourage expectant mothers to take advantage of all of the things we have prenatal for you to learn and understand before you give birth. So one of the things we offer is a tour of the New Family Center.
Yes, we're starting back our tours.
Okay,
we hadn't had our tours since COVID, so this is back at it, and we're so excited to do tours again.
Yeah, so why do you think that's important for parents and moms and dads and the whole family, if you know, if you have any other extended family that would want to come, to do a tour of the New Family Center?
So it just gives a unique opportunity for our families to be able to come in and see basically behind the scenes before your big day.
Yeah, because when you are expecting a baby, there are so many unknowns.
Right, exactly.
And there's a lot of unknowns that you just can't know until the baby's there. But this is not one of them. So what is the purpose other than, just kind of seeing for yourself? What do they do on the tour?
So we give that behind the scenes look. You get to see our labor rooms, get to see kind of where the C-sections happen. You get to tour our OB/ED, that's new now.
Yes.
Our obstetrics emergency department. Then we look at postpartum rooms also. And the great thing about doing a tour is you get to ask all the questions beforehand. So whatever lingering questions you have about what can happen, what happens before I have my baby, what happens after I have my baby, what about feeding, and how do I take care of my baby? We can talk about all of those things before you ever show up for the big day.
Okay, that's amazing. So who am I going to meet if I'm going on the tour? Who am I going to meet?
So I'm one of the tour people that take people around, but also all of our highly trained staff. Anyone that's there that day, you can meet some of our labor nurses, our postpartum nurses, and sometimes our OB hospitalists are around, and you can just see who those providers are.
Okay, so I can recall, it's been many years, but I recall we kind of talked about this before. When I was expecting my first baby, I did all the things. I did the tour, I did the birthing classes, I did all those things. And we offer all of those things for moms today, moms and dads today.
Yes, absolutely.
So we encourage new moms to take advantage of that. So what are some things you would recommend to new families to sort of ask and inquire about before they come or while they're on the tour?
So we always say prep happens before you ever show up for us.
Right.
I tell parents, make sure you talk to your doctor about what you want your labor and delivery process to look like.
Okay.
I also look at families and say, who's going to be your support person while you're in labor? Talk about that beforehand.
Yeah.
Come and take one of our free classes. You can find out more about all of our classes on St. Tammany's website.
All right.
You can also take a Lamaze class, which that is one of our paid classes, but find out information about that. Come and take the tour so you can see behind the scenes, and then make sure you pack your bags, bring all the stuff, be ready, and then just know exactly how to get to us. Come up to the 3rd floor, show up at our desk, and we will check in as quickly as possible.
Okay, so why is it important to have a supports person?
Because we find that families, especially new expectant moms, just really want that person by their side, encouraging them, supporting them, just being that help person when your nurse isn't actively in the room. And we are there with you throughout most of your time while you're in labor. But there's occasions that we have to step out of the room. And so having that extra support person is just really viable.
Yeah, it's kind of like a little wingman.
Yeah,
it's a process, right?
Yeah, it is a process for
Be
sure.
long for some, shorter for others.
Very short for some. Yeah.
Now, we talked about the birthing plan. I know I felt this way. I can remember thinking, okay, when someone said, oh, what's your birthing plan? I'm like, birthing plan? Isn't that your job?
Right.
Doctor or nurse. But a birthing plan for an expectant mom is very important because why is that important? Like, what are some factors that you should consider?
There's just so many factors. Some of our families decide that they want to use no medications during their birthing process, and that is totally great for us, and we love that. And some people say, I want everything. I want every pain medicine you have. I don't want any of that. So let us know what you're thinking. And sometimes we also say that we have a plan, and we come in with a plan, and then the plan goes in a different direction, and that's fine too.
Yeah.
But knowing what you have wanted beforehand and educate yourself on all of the things, then it helps our process to be easier. And if you come in with no plan, we'll still make everything great for you.
That's right. It's a personal experience.
Absolutely.
It's extremely personal. You spend lots of time with the new mom and the dad and whoever is the extended family. You spend lots of time with that group of people.
Yes.
New Family Center. So it is important to make your birthing plan. So pretend like I'm a new mom. What can expectant mothers expect right when they walk through the door? So you already said you're going to check you in right away.
Right, we're going to check you in right away. So if you're here, and you needing to get seen in our OB/ED, we'll go into that process, and you'll get checked in, and then once we place you, you'll lay in that bed, and then of course put your baby on the monitor. We want to see what baby's doing.
Sure.
And get that OB hospitalist in the room as fast as possible. If you're coming in for a scheduled induction or say a C-section, we'll go back to one of our labor rooms and then put baby on the monitor and probably start our IV and do things like that, and then talk you through, like, what is your birth plan? What's
Right.
going on today? What do you expect for the day, and how is it going to look? Who is going to be your support person in the room? And we'll talk through, and sometimes everyone's already in the room with you, and sometimes you know, you ask everyone to hang back. So we want to know what your plans are for the day. So that's usually how our day begins.
And if you're in active labor, you're just in active labor.
You're just in active labor, and we're just going to have a baby.
That's right. You're going
Happy
in.
birthday.
You're going
Absolutely.
in. So just some tips. What can you tell new moms for their first visit, just like the practical things? Like, what do you see moms like wanting and needing and wishing they had brought?
So I always say, you know, sometimes it's nice to have some snacks, depending on who your doctor is, depends on what you get to eat during labor and that things.
Right.
But the support people always like to have extra snacks, and bring things of comfort. Like if you want your own pillow from your house and your own blanket, absolutely
Sure.
bring those. And then if you want to have like a special outfit for yourself to wear after you have your baby, bring that. Whatever makes you most comfortable, we want you to bring those things so that we are an extension of your house once you leave, so that you're feeling those creature comforts of home
Right.
at our facility.
Okay.
Yeah.
So in your experience, what is your favorite thing about what you do?
I just love, you know, being with families and going through the process with them. And, you know, whether my role, I take on many different hats for St. Tammany. And no matter what, I just love the connection. I
Right.
love knowing who you are. I want to know your support system. I want to know everything about your baby and
Right.
your family.
Yeah.
And that's why I've become very close friends with many people that I've delivered through the years and had such deep connections, because I
Yeah.
just want to know all about your family and what your desires are. So.
Yeah. Let's talk about the other part of your job. You help grieving families.
I do.
So tell us a little bit about that. What happens when a family loses a baby? What happens, and where do you come in?
So I'm basically there from the beginning. I come in and I look at myself as your navigator. I help you navigate those very rough waters. And what does that look like? And what does that mean for a family?
Right.
And we talk through all of the things, and we give every desire of what we can. So whether it's footprints and handprints and taking photos,
Yeah.
and helping you navigate what the next steps after leaving us, and getting you social supports and getting you counseling supports, and making sure that you're taken care of from the beginning of your process, from the very first moment that you walk in our doors till the end. And then we follow up with you. I'm in constant contact with you, just making sure that you're okay through those very trying times after losing.
That's an amazing support that we have.
Yeah.
So we take care of moms A to Z, soup to nuts.
Absolutely.
All the way through.
All the way through.
All the way through.
You know, we are here for the very highest of highs, of the happy birthdays, and we're also here in the arena of if things don't go as planned.
Right.
We can take care of you. And St. Tammany offers us such a unique place where they allow for someone like me to be and really care for these families.
Yeah.
It's so unique.
Yeah, very unique. So tell us one more time. So how do you schedule a tour, and kind of when are the tours happening? I know it's a kind of a specific date, right?
Yes, so we do tours the first and third Saturday of the month
Okay.
at 9 a.m. on the New Family Center. You don't need to schedule, just show up and come on in. We like for people to pre-register, not for the tour, but just pre-register with the hospital, and that's on St. Tammany's Health Systems website.
Okay.
And if anybody ever has questions or concerns, you can always call our unit at 985-898-4436.
Okay. Is there anything else you want to add?
Just, we would love for you to come and visit us.
Yeah.
Come visit, come see what we have to offer. We offer such unique things for our families that it designates us as a very different hospital. We have highly trained staff that love to love on mamas. and we love on those daddies too, but we love to love on those mamas and their new babies. So come visit us.
Well, great. Well, thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you.
And this information was really helpful and fantastic. So, all right. Well, thank you all for joining us on Healthy Living, and we will see you next time.